So I've just finished another assessment for the R.I.C.S, but this time it was different. This time it was done on the online digital platform. Now, if you're on your APC or you're thinking about starting, keep watching this video because I'll be sharing my tips to help you prepare for the interview, but also a few tips on what to do during the interview. Now, if this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you do, remember to hit that bell so when we release our new content, you get that notification. So let's get into it. So my first tip is to check that camera angle. Now, most of you will be using a laptop and the camera is on the top of the screen. Now, that may be on the desk in front of you, looking up at your face. Now, that's probably not a flattering look for you. The assessors will be pretty much looking up your nose, which isn't great. It's not great for you, it's not great for them. So maybe just consider that camera angle before you get to the day. Maybe just raise it up a little bit, as close to eye level as you can get it. It doesn't need to be at eye level, but just maybe think about it, just not looking up at you. And also just think about your position, where you're going to sit on the day. Is there anything distracting behind you, anything reflective which may cause excess light? Maybe just run through your position and the camera's position before you get to the day. So my third tip is to check your audio equipment before the day of your final assessment. Now, when you're doing your presentation, you're going to be nervous. That's fair enough. The assessors and the chairperson, they will allow for that. But when you would have done it in person, what you wouldn't have noticed necessarily is your breathing may get heavier when you're nervous. Now, in a face-to-face situation, not that noticeable. But when you've got a microphone, maybe half an inch from your mouth, that heavy breathing will be captured and can distort the audio and become a really unnecessary distraction. So what I'd actually recommend is you maybe doing a Skype call with a friend or a member of your family, put them in a different room, get them to tell you, is your microphone in the right level? How's the audio? Because the better it is on the day, the less of a distraction there's going to be, and also the better able you'll be at communicating what it is you're actually saying for your questions and also for your presentation. So just give it a practice before you get to the day. So my fourth tip is to check your lighting. So we talked earlier in the video about maybe considering your position, but also consider the lighting. Consider the time of day when you'll be having your interview. Maybe sit next to a window. Natural light is very good. You don't have to go out and buy lights. If you've got any additional lights you need to put around you or in front of you to just help, and so the assessors can see you. I can tell you from an assessor's point of view, we do want to see you. We want to see the candidate. It's much easier, especially on the online digital platform, that we get a good picture of you for when you're presenting to us and when you're answering your questions. So just think about it. It's another one where just have a look at it before you get to the day. Just see what works, and as long as you're happy with it, that's fine. Again, you don't need to be perfect, but just it's something to think about that you may not have thought about already. So if you're getting any value from this video, please hit the thumbs up button. It's a great way of giving us some feedback. An even better way is to actually leave us a comment. Now, whether you want to ask us a question or you want to give us some feedback on the content of this video or the channel generally, please do that. It'd be great to hear from you. Right, so let's keep going. The next tip is a very small one, very short one, but it's an important one. Make sure you have a pen, a pad, and a drink. Now, when you're giving your presentation or even during the interview, you're going to be really nervous and you will get a dry throat. You'll need that drink just to keep you going, just to keep things lubricated. Please have a drink on hand. Importantly, a pen and a pad. They're going to be questions you're going to come across and potentially you may not be able to grasp the answer when the question is asked to you. That's what the pen and the pad is for. Make that note, come back to it at the end. The chairperson will give you the last word of the interview. That'll give you a great opportunity to put anything right that you didn't get right necessarily. You couldn't get it when the question was asked. So make sure you've got that pad and pen. The presentation in your online final assessment interview is pretty much the same as it would have been face-to-face. However, it does bring with it a slightly different dynamic. Now, if you've emailed a copy of your slides to the assessors, it's really helpful to let them know when they need to turn on to the next slide. Because if you carry on, you'll know where you are. You'll be given your presentation like you will have practiced 100 times. But if they don't know where you are in your presentation, it's going to have a negative effect on how well that presentation is received. And it can be really confusing to the assessors about which slide they should be on relative to where you actually are in your presentation. So just have a think about that. Just a little prompt, next slide please, or please turn to the next slide. That's going to help them stay with you. Make sure they're looking at the thing you need them to be looking at for the stage you are in your presentation. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and you've got some value from it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and remember to hit the bell so you get the notification when we release our new content. Thank you for watching. It's been great to have you. This has been Constructacademy.